Hello, it's me again. I'm drinking tea. Tea is for smart people, just to let you know. Haha, just kidding. Um, but one of the things I wanted to talk about again and make another video for is that my mind, it never shuts off. Um, I have like a constant flow of thoughts all the time. I write daily, and when I can't write or when I don't write, I feel very like my head's gonna explode and pop off my body. Um, in relation to my writing and dating, my intelligence level is just off the meter. It's just off the meter. And it's not by me. It's not because of me, but it's because God blessed me with so much, so many thoughts of wisdom, thoughts of inspirational writings and songs and things of that nature. And when I date, it defeats the purpose of me even trying to, in other words, it doesn't work out. I've been single for a while now, and it's kind of sad, and it makes me a little bit like something's wrong with me because, think that something's wrong with me because I just can't seem to find a guy who can just have a decent conversation about something other than, oh, you like music. I like music too. What type of music do you like? Okay, I like this, and this, and this, and these are my kids, or this is my family, and I like dogs, and I work at this, and the basic conversation. I don't want to talk about what's your favorite color and, what was your favorite childhood superhero. I don't want to talk about that. I want to get to the nitty gritty of every conversation. I want to talk about, or if you're conservative or if you're liberal. Why are you conservative? Why are you liberal? What do you think about abortion? Things like topics like that really can identify and get to the heart of who a person really is. And most of the time now when guys come up to me, now that I'm a queen through Christ, I'll say it like this. Now that I'm a queen through Christ, most of the time when guys come up to me, they kind of have this little smirk on their face like, oh, she's a good girl and she's a Christian girl and I'm going to turn her out, blah, blah, blah kind of thing. But little do they know is that I've already been on the other side. And there's nothing glamorous about being on the other side. In other words, I already did my dirt, yada, 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 and I'm not going back to that because it just brought a lot of drama and stress in my life that I didn't need, and it's just not worth it to me anymore. And I also noticed that when I go out, there's these guys who are, they're handsome guys, and, they seem to be like fun and cool and chill and things like that, but they're with these average girls. I'm just like, what on earth? And so I guess in seeing such a repetition in this pattern, I kind of concluded, without really doing a serious analysis or anything like that, I'm a scientist at heart, so I have to look for patterns, and I kind of concluded that maybe guys are, they like average girls because they don't feel threatened by them, and they like girls who are ditzy and get drunk and think it's funny and cool and cute to be slopped up on the floor with your dress hanging up and your titties hanging out and, your panties on the floor or whatever, and being wild and free and having fun. We just have fun until somebody gets pregnant. Then it's not fun anymore, right, guys? That's right. That's always what it seems to be, and I know how to have a good time, but I have a good time in moderation. And I still drink. I have my, little sex on the beach here and there, but I don't get drunk. And people seem to think that when you have a walk with Christ, that when you're a Christian, you can't do the things you used to do. You can't go out and have, fun, and you can't dance, and you can't go to live music concerts, and, you can't live life and enjoy life. You can enjoy your life. God put you on this earth to enjoy life. You just can't get drunk and go the extreme about it. You just can't, make anything. I mean, anything. Music, I don't know, hanging out at the bar, the clubs, whatever, be more important than God. And it's a balancing act, and it's a process. You're not just going to go to sleep and then wake up the next day and be like, I got it, I figured it out. No, it's a process. And I can say that now because it took me a long time to, well, not a long time. Matter of fact, this whole walk with Christ kind of happened actually fast. And within a year, I kind of caught on to it. The last couple months were a little rocky because I still wanted to do what I wanted to do. And I still, I was testing everything. But I finally realized what was important to me. And that's a whole nother story, a whole nother vlog, that I'll make about that. But anyway, essentially what I'm saying is that I'm looking for intelligence. I want a man who's intelligent, who loves God, who is open-minded to all ideas and learning experience and methods of learning, and who who's on fire for God's love. I'm sorry, I cannot settle for mediocrity. And a lot of men that are out here right now, they praise mediocrity. They still drink, and they still do drugs, and they love to go to clubs, and they talk to other women, and they're never satisfied. And I just can't be with a man who's just so dull in his thoughts that all he can talk about is just basic straight line conversation. Favorite colors, and what's your favorite cartoon? No. I want an in-depth conversation where our minds like connect, where our minds just like are on the same wavelength. I've only felt that one time. I've only had experience with that one time so far in the 24 years that I've been on this earth. I've only had that experience one time. And I'll tell you, there's nothing like having a connection with somebody who really gets it. And you guys can sit there and talk about everything under the sun, and it's just a wonderful, peaceful feeling that you get when you meet somebody who you can talk to on all kinds of levels. Even if it's joking, you can go from talking real intelligent, using big words if you want to going down to just using simple words and just cracking jokes. And then it's wonderful when you finally meet somebody who's on the same wavelength. And that's what I'm having trouble finding, a guy who can, stay on that wavelength with me. And a lot of people are like, you're so pretty, why are you so single? Why are you still single? And you're so pretty, how come you don't have a husband? Well, I don't have a husband because I honestly just think the majority of guys are a waste of time, and most of them are a waste of precious air, and it's just sad, and I get tired of the same old. And part of that has to do because I live in North Carolina. The other part is just because, whether they're black, white, orange, green, it don't matter. They still have that same mindset of, I'm going to possess and control you, and that's another issue. I don't belong to anybody. I belong to God. I am a child of God. And no man is going to possess nor control me. You're not going to put your hands on me. You're not going to talk down to me. You're not going to say hateful and mean things to me. Matter of fact, the majority of men are cowards in my book. They don't even have the courage to come and talk shit to my face. No. They'll go and talk shit to another guy and then tell a girl and then be like, no. I don't deal with cowards, and I don't deal with men who praise mediocrity. That's just how it is. And I guess I hold myself to a very, very high standard. But I'd rather do that and wait for God to send a guy that I can vibe with and then is on my same wavelength than for me to go through 10,000 frogs and, kiss all them and come to find out that none of them are really the prince, So God knows what I need, and you know, it would be nice to have a friend who could just understand me on all levels. But even that is hard to find, because you know, men nowadays, they just are men, and that's a whole nother conversation that I can't even get into right now, because that will take, you know, longer than, you know, 15 minutes. Actually, it'll probably take me a whole day just to talk about that. um it's just sad, you know, and I have a lot to give. I have a lot to give. I have a lot to offer. um a lot of people say I'm sweet and probably too nice, but I just can't deal with it, you know. And as I get more comfortable with this new web camera I'm doing, I'll probably go into more detail about some of the reasons why and some of the examples of why um, I'm very selective when I even talk to guys now. Even when I look their way, it's that serious, because even the slightest thought that they might have a chance with me will bring trouble. So anyway, I post on Facebook to, you know, kind of clear out some of the thoughts in my mind, and to organize them too. And it would be so nice if people would just comment back, and just comment, you know. You can comment about everything else, what Beyonce is wearing, Lady Gaga's wearing, or even, excuse me, even stuff that's completely irrelevant. But when I actually talk about something real, a real topic, you know, that it can either be a life or death situation, or, you know, something that you really have to reflect on, nobody doesn't have anything to say. I mean, when you're talking, you know, shit about somebody and bashing somebody, you have all the things to say in the world. But when it's a real conversation, people just lock up and get scared, like, oh my gosh, you know, she's actually wants me to reflect in my own self, and to, you know, dig in the crevices of my heart and really pull out some real truth, some real answers. Yes. And if you're going to be my friend, you need to seek truth. And you need to, you know, be honest with yourself, because I don't like liars. I don't like liars. And I don't like people who praise mediocrity. And I don't like that dullness, that blank stare, that zombie-like stare that's in people's eyes nowadays. It's driving me insane. So we gotta get together, folks. And while you're getting together, I'm getting it together. And, you know, I'm hoping through these blogs we can help each other. Y'all can comment. Please do comment. Even if you have something to say that, you know, that you might think might offend me, I want you to say it, because it might be something I haven't thought of, you know, or it might be a reflection that I haven't, you know, have the time to reflect on within myself, you know. And I'm not perfect. It's another thing. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. But when I do make a mistake, I go into my little private world, I ask God for forgiveness, and I move on. And that's another whole topic that I'll talk about later on. Anyway, I love you guys. Be safe, and I will see you soon.